So welcome guys to the first podcast ever on my channel. I've never done anything like this before, but Rado, we've been close for like 1 year now. How I actually met you is at the FIBO competition. I saw your performance. I wasn't there at the competition, but I saw your performance on Instagram. And at the time I was doing weighted calisthenics. And when I saw that, I was like, wow, this is like superhuman stuff. I want to do that too. So I think I had messaged you and I said, bro, I'm going to be in Bulgaria because at the time I was actually going to travel for 5 weeks in Europe, and I didn't know exactly what to do. And I was going to go to some friends, but they ended up canceling on me last minute. So I was like, what can I do? So I saw your performance, and I have family here in Bulgaria, so I messaged you, and I think you're a little bit like, what? Because what I messaged you is I said, bro, I want to come to Bulgaria just to train with you. And
you told me.
And I think that's around the time you were just starting your coaching. So
that was the time actually. That was before I started with the online mentorship program.
Okay.
Because actually I did workouts offline since, for example, like 6 months or something like this, half a year. And when you told me that you will come to Bulgaria, you wanted to train you, and I was like, wow, that's amazing because. I was like, for me it was pleasure. Someone who is from Canada to come to Bulgaria and to want to train with me. I mean, it was amazing for me, and especially it's because of that. That was like your first experience with calisthenics. I mean, one of the first experience with the skills calisthenics, not the weighted.
Exactly, In weighted, I was like a little bit lost, just trying to gain some strength, and actually it's because of Jan Barsigel. Maybe you know him.
I know him.
He had he was like marketing his programs as you need to be strong in weighted basics before you get into statics. And so I believed that at first, but then when I came to Bulgaria and I trained with everybody, I was asking Victor Kamenov, I asked you, I asked Danny, I'm like, do I need weighted basics? And they're like, bro, you need to work on statics.
Actually. You saw how no one from the world-class athletes actually train weighted calisthenics. So if you ask like Ilyes or Nathan or someone like, for example, Netko, sometimes I saw him at the gym, how he doing, but it's just to be better at the weighted calisthenics, not the skills. And you started to do skills seriously, I saw. We did one workout together. I show you the handstand, the back lever, I remember. It was your first back lever with one leg, I think.
So we did it to one leg. It was like one of the first trainings, and then I think on the second or third training I went for like the full back lever. And then I was like, oh wow, I could actually do a skill in calisthenics, and that was like the first thing where I was like, wow, okay, I'm developing these superhuman skills that I saw on the internet. Obviously back lever is not the same level as like planche and front lever, but for me it's still beginning. I was like, okay, we're getting started. It's nice.
I remember your first attempt of handstand. It was so dislocated. I remember how I holded your legs. And but 1 year after that. We are 1 year after that.
1 year after that, here we are, and it's going good so far. So at the FIBO is where I actually saw you for the first time on social media. But obviously the FIBO is one of the biggest competitions in the world. One of them.
I won it.
How did you get to that level? Like, can you talk about maybe, let's say, how you started calisthenics, when you started, what your journey has been like until then?
So when I started calisthenics, it was 2016. So I started is because I wanted to look better actually. I was football player, like football, and I was so skinny, like small, and I wanted to look better. So I started first is because of my body, to improve my body, because I saw how I have some genetics or something like this. I started with pull-ups, dips, push-ups, just to look better. And I remember one day when I was at the park with my friends, did my pull-ups and dips. One guy, I saw one guy how he did like perfect handstand, really perfect handstand. I was like so excited. Who is this guy and everything? After that, he started to talk with me, and he told me how he's. I mean, that's here in Bulgaria, and he told me how he's calisthenics judge, street workout judge, and I was like, what is street workout? I mean, and he told me how there is sport that there is skills. I mean, not only pull-ups and dips, and skills as well. And he showed me the first steps because he saw the potential in me. He told me can you show me some pull-ups and dips? I showed them and he told me, wow, you have like strong genetics, like you have potential.
Okay.
Let's start learning the planche and front lever. And he showed me just the first, he showed me the planche lean.
Yeah.
And yeah, actually my mindset is always to try hard. I mean, just to show maximum of myself. And actually that was my first workout that he showed me the first exercises.
Okay.
I started. He told me how we have Bulgarian who is at the World Championship 2016 and he become third place, Viktor Kamenov.
Yeah.
I saw after that in YouTube his performance and I saw how actually Bulgarian athlete is third at the World Championship. So that gave me also a lot of motivation and yeah, actually I started to watch videos about 360s, planche, front levers, and step by step to work on them. But after that, I met some calisthenics community in my city.
Yeah.
I was like so weak, but yeah, I started to train with them.
Okay, and you started like with basics, but I remember you telling me that you went like more into dynamics when you first started.
That's true. Yeah, actually, it was more attractive for me.
Okay.
Because I saw how the front lever, the planche is not that easy, and it was attractive for me to do like 360 or something like this. And actually, let's say I did pull-ups, dips, and push-ups and muscle up in the first 2 months.
Okay.
I saw the street workout.
Yeah.
And I started with 360s, 540s, and stuff like this, and also handstand, planche. The other thing that hold me so much in this sport is my best friends, they also become athletes. And it was like for me to go and see my best friends at the park and all the day we was there.
Yeah.
So that's really, really good thing because a lot of people, they train alone, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. But when your best friends, they're with you and you compare each other, you learning skills together, it's not, you don't need discipline for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So
enjoy it.
all of my first years was, I didn't need something like discipline or something like this.
Interesting. Okay. Definitely, the environment plays a big role in how, like, say you progress in the sports. For example, when I'm back home, oftentimes I'll just be like training in my room, training alone, and it's enjoyable. But when I'm here in Bulgaria and I'm training at the legendary gym and I see like full planche here, 720 here, like crazy skills, I'm like, wow, okay. Like it breaks your mental barriers of like, I'm gonna train for front lever in 3 months, and then somebody tells you, no, bro, you can get it in 1 month, or like things like this. So I'd say definitely your environment is very, very important, and it's gonna help you progress, I would say.
Yeah. Actually, if you believe it, you can get it for one workout. I mean, just to straight your legs. I mean, you have to try. I mean, if it's hard for you, yes, you have to start with the progress. But there is situations that someone that he don't know it's hard skill, you know? When, for example, some fitness guy or something like this, he don't know this is something hard.
Yeah.
For him, it's just to catch the bar and to straight his body like this, and that's it. What is this, like front lever, how many months I have to spend? He don't know all these details, and I have experience with people that they do it just from the first attempt, you know.
Okay, interesting. Kind of like when I did the back lever, one of the first attempts, but he just had, say, more of a baseline strength, and he was able to do the front lever right away.
Imagine how before that someone told you the back lever is really hard skill. Yeah. You have to be prepared for it. You have to hold your body like this. It's really hard. Yeah. All of your head is full of blood, you know. Like imagine how someone before that told you this, and you will be like, I will start with the tug, some preparations. I directly told you you're ready for 1 week. You did it. I mean, after 1 week you learn it, or
3 trainings. After the third training, I
after
got
the
it
third training. Yeah. So. Yeah.
And it's interesting you say that because actually like 1 or 2 weeks before that, I was in France with one of my friends from the weighted calisthenics community of Jan Barsigel, and we're at the park together, and at the time we were both doing weighted. So then we were like, oh, let's try some statics. So we tried back lever, and we're like, how do we go into this exercise? Like it's so difficult. So I remember I put my arms like this, and I tried to lift my body up, and I could not hold at all. But then you told me like, bro, you're ready, and I was ready.
Yeah, it's about the technique in our sport.
So you started dynamics. How long did you do dynamics before you, let's say, really started to more focus on statics? Because I think statics is like the hardest.
Actually, I don't remember. Yeah, okay. I don't remember, but the statics also inspired me a lot. I mean, when I saw Viktor Kamenov, how... By the way, it's really good when you have good examples around you. So when I see Viktor Kamenov, Bulgarian athlete, and he's good at plunge, so I have to be good at plunge.
Yeah.
So I have to be complete, because he wanted to be complete is because of the World Championship. I mean, he don't like the dynamics, you know. He don't like the dynamics, but it's because of the rules of the competition to be first place.
Yeah.
He was complete. So actually, that was my first example, you know, like a role model. Okay. And after that, Daniel Wisens, he was maybe the second. I mean, Eric Ortiz. And when I see how they're like complete athletes with crazy good combinations, statics, dynamics, strength dynamics, I wanted to be like them, and just to try to, you know, fake it till you make it. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And I know, like, when somebody's first getting into both dynamics and statics, it's kind of hard to combine both of them. Did you have that struggle when you were starting as well, or did you find that something was like easy for you? Like, I'm going to do dynamics and statics both in the same training, I'm going to progress, and like, did you have any issues along the way? Was it hard for you, or it was simple?
No, actually no. I mean, it was really fun for me to learn all of these 360s and stuff like this. It was just amazing. Me and my friends to learn these skills. So actually, it was like both. The statics was harder for me in the beginning, actually, I can say. Because, why actually? Because, because I didn't train it, but nobody told me about the right activation. So, I mean, about the handstand, nobody told me how I have to squeeze my body and everything. So I just kick, fell, and losing motivation. Yeah. About the plunge as well. I mean, I remember when I learned my first throttle plunge, and when I saw the video, it was so ugly. And yeah, actually, the plunge, the statics is technique. I mean, it's the right activation. You have to think with specific way when you do the skill. For example, the plunge to be high. Yeah. Nobody told me about all these things, and the statics was harder for me, especially in the beginning.
Interesting. Okay. I feel like it also depends on the person, because for some people statics will be, let's say, easier to get into compared to dynamics. I think maybe I'm one of those people where statics for me, I find it like, it's definitely difficult, but I'm able to continue doing them and progress in them properly. Whereas dynamics, every time I go, like I rip my hands, I have like 2 ribs right now, or I have some shoulder pain, it's like a little bit tricky.
Yeah. Actually, it depends of the personality as well, because when I was a child, I mean, I was from this, you know, crazy child that from nowhere he doing flips in the water. I mean, so sportly. I was so sportly. It's because of the football as well. Like so, and I really liked the past the extreme sports like flips and stuff like this. So. Yeah, it was not scary for me to learn these 360s and stuff like this. Yeah.
Gotcha. So you started at a young age doing, let's say, a lot of flips, some crazy things.
Yeah, just
kids.
Yeah, to climb the tree, for example, from nowhere, no reason. I mean, I just want from these crazy kids, you know, like these kids that they don't care about their
life.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, like this type of kids, I was like this, and the dynamics was not that hard for me. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. So you were that type of kid when you were growing up. You did football, then you did like basics for 2 months, got into dynamics, slowly started to implement statics. After how much time of training dynamics and statics did you have, let's say, your first competition?
7 months.
7 months?
7 months.
Pretty early.
Yeah.
How did it go?
I remember my first competition, 7 months. I become 4th place.
Okay.
Yeah, 4th place for 7 months. I remember my level. And actually, why after the 7 months? I mean, because I started to compare with the best athletes, like Victor, like Wisens, and I wanted to look like them. So, for example, Wisens do full plunge hold, press, giant, alley-up, ginger, crazy combos like this, and I wanted to copy him. So I do everything that I can. I mean, and learn new skills. And I just want this style. I want to be to look like him, like fake it till you make it. You know.
Okay.
So yeah, with for example, I replace the alley-up that I still can't do with some other skill that I can to have the same style, the same flow. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, my mindset, the try-hard mindset, is something that pushed me a lot. I mean, I started to compare really, I mean, for real, with Eric Ortiz. When I started this, it's the people told me around me I'm crazy. I mean, like, I imagine how someday I will be on battle versus these people, and that's why I started to learn the things, to learn the combos, to just to be complete athlete and everything. And after 7 months, I was with Dragon 260, 360, 540, straddle plunge, front lever, and some other skills. And yeah, I took first place.
Nice.
It was competition in my city.
Okay.
So that was the only one competition that I competed in my city, like Varna. No, Sofia.
Yeah.
And it was amazing for me. I mean, I saw athletes that they're better than me. And saw athletes that right now they're not active athletes, but when I saw the, for example, wrist multis and all these things, I felt so weak. So,
and that actually reminds me, I think one thing that a lot of people are afraid to do is like they're always staying inside of their comfort zone. They're a little bit scared to like push outside of it, and they have a limited belief system. But I remember when I first trained with you in Bulgaria, you told me like you need to at least, let's say, one time a week have that mindset where you can do anything, or let's say you can go to a level above where you are right now to push and see how you can do it. Because if you're always, let's say, staying within your comfort zone, you're going to limit your progress, and you're not going to progress as much as you think you actually can.
Exactly. So everything is possible. So you have to just to visualize it and just to be brave enough just to try it. I mean, so yeah. And when you don't know what is hard and what is easy, it's much easier. You know, the kids that, for example, I'm not that good at dynamics. I cannot do like 720 still and like 900 and everything. But you know, the kids that they can do it from the first attempt.
Okay.
So they don't know that it's hard. I mean, they're just in our gym. We have a lot of these kids that they can do like 900 from nothing. 720, it's easy for them. So I also fight with this thing. I mean, I know this rule, but also for me, it's hard to apply that the 720 someday will be my easiest skill. So, yeah.
Only time will tell.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, great. So those are your first few competitions. Now, obviously, you have all of these trophies. Did you just keep competing like a couple competitions every single year and you just never stopped, or?
Yes, exactly. So when I started with my first competition, I took fourth place. After that, my second was third place in another city, and my third competition was with my first place. And actually, thanks God, because in our country, the organization Sport Park Fitness, SPF, organized more than 15, 16, 17 competition for 1 year in Bulgaria in other cities.
Wow.
It's because like a tournament, and everyone who took first place on some of these small competitions, not small, also hard, because sometimes Dani Christoph is in other city that it's, so it was so nice, and 17 competition for 1 year. When you take some, for example, first place, you take you have the opportunity to compete at the national championship, and when you win the national second or third place or top 3, you go to Moscow to represent your country at the World Championship.
Wow. Okay.
So that was my dream, to be like Victor, who represented in Moscow the World Championship. That you saw the World Championship the last weekend. So more than 17 competitions for 1 year, and I took part from most of them. I mean, you can see a lot of these trophies. They're from these competitions that they prepared me for the future.
Okay, 70 competitions.
Because in other countries, for example, I know people like UK, Canada. You have 1 or 2 competitions for a year.
Yeah. And
you have the chance to prepare yourself for the future big competitions once a year. I mean, but not only me, I mean, the other athletes here in Bulgaria, we're so prepared for our future competitions, because it's because of the competitions here in Bulgaria with really good judging system.
Yeah.
That is not just 4 categories and with points. So judo, you know him.
Yeah.
Dilan Dimitrov. He's the person that he built this sport so much because he created our judging system that is similar to the gymnastic judging system. Similar.
Yeah.
There is some things that he took, and he created the judging system so hard for us and to prepare us really good for all the future competitions that I won, Danny won, Stefan, Victor, all these athletes.
Amazing. I think that goes back to what we were talking about earlier, environment. Like when you have this type of environment, you're always pushed to prepare for the next competition, to competing with people like Daniel Christov, you're trying to be like Victor Kamenov, so you have like that great environment which is constantly pushing you. Compared to back home, we have like 2 competitions in the entire year, 1 national championship maybe, so definitely the environment really helps with that.
Yeah, so actually I felt so blessed because of that, like too much competitions around the cities. You can just go and take the experience from competition.
Yeah.
And when you go on a lot of competitions, to go on some competition outside of Bulgaria, it's not too hard for you. I mean, yeah.
One thing I was curious to ask about, by the way, like, do you have any specific preparation leading up to a competition, and maybe some advice you can give to somebody like myself preparing for their first competition?
For sure, some months before you have to start the preparation.
Okay.
Like, let's say 3-4 months, sometimes more, but you have to know the rules for sure.
Yeah.
The little things and details in the rules. And I see a lot of people that they win some competitions, not because of that they're stronger or just more complete or something. They're smarter. So I'm from the people that I won a lot of competitions is because of that. Because of my combos are so prepared before that.
Okay.
And I spent time to visualize them.
Yeah.
To do them again and again, to count the points, to see every single skill where is the best option to be performed. So actually, freestyle is not a freestyle. Not just catch the bar and do everything that you feel. No, I mean freestyle is like you have to prepare your combo really good, to watch it a lot of time, to see how are the seconds, how is the time, how are the points, spend time to visualize it as well. So actually, for sure, if someone want to prepare combo for competition, have to be like, by the way, you have to remove the ego.
Okay.
Yeah, because sometimes you want to do everything that is really hard for you, but you don't have the endurance. So everything looks so ugly and so wrong form.
Yeah.
So there is a balance to be the best that you can do, but to look easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, for example, when you see Danny Christov, you can see how everything looks so easy for him. His combo, and the judges can see it. I mean, the public can see that it's so easy for you. It's not. Yes, you can take the points from Maltese press, but when you do it it's so hard for you, you know. It's better to do just straddle press.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So basically, look at the rules, figure out how many points everything gives, and then start planning your combos months in advance. Remove your ego and just try to make everything look easy, pretty much.
Yes.
Okay.
Good recap.
Gotcha. So that's for training. What about nutrition and fitness? Obviously, you shred before competition.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think everybody should do this little shredding cycle right before the competition? And what does your nutrition look like the day of and the day before the competition?
That's really good question. So our sport is you lift your body.
Yeah.
So if your body is lighter, 100% it will be easier. So actually, if you have body fat or something, that's not a problem if you don't have competition. I mean, you can learn your skills like this. I mean, because a lot of people, they want to cut just to make their tuck plunge easier. I mean, no, I mean, you have to get used to these kilos. For example, if you have too much body fat, yes, but when you have the combos, when you have the performance, if you lose 4 kg, 2, 3 kg, even more, you will fly. I mean, so actually, body recomposition and to lose body fat before the competition is really good strategy. Okay. So you have to do it smart also, because I have mistake. For example, I start losing body fat, and 1 month before the competition, I'm in my best shape, lighter, and until the competition, I gain 1 or 2 kilos, or I'm too tired. Is because of the calorie deficit. So yeah, actually, to give answer of your question, calorie deficit for some time, like 2 months. If the calorie deficit is good, 2 months you will lose 4 kg. For 4 kg, you will be much lighter.
Okay.
And the plunge, the front lever, just the combo will look much better.
Got it.
So before all of my competition, I losing weight actually, and it works a lot. It works a lot to be in my best shape.
Okay, so shredding before competition, great idea, but obviously you don't want to be too tired the day of the competition, because let's say if you're shredding, obviously your energy is going down as well a little bit. The day of and the day before the competition, are you eating anything specific to, let's say, have more energy, or you're just eating light to be lighter?
For sure light, but more carbs I can recommend, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, more carbs I can recommend, but for sure something light, I mean, but not to be hungry and to not have the power day before the competition. So you can eat, by the way, more calories than enough day before the competition, just to charge your body, you know.
Gotcha.
You will not gain weight for 1 day. So you can use this day just to charge your body and Interesting. Okay. And obviously, I mean, I don't know if it's the same in calisthenics, but back when I was in the gym, the lighter we are, the more injury prone you are as well. How would you avoid injuries, especially when getting this lean? And let's say you're preparing for competitions, so obviously you're pushing your body to the limits, but you don't want to injure yourself either. And when you're leaner, maybe you're like at a higher risk of injury. Do you have any tips to, let's say, avoid injuries during this time, or in general, stay injury free? Mobility, I can say, but good warm up is really important. For example, what is good warm up for me? Because a lot of people, when they start their warm up, they just doing like this thing and like this, and that's their warm up. They go for plunge, and the warm up for me is just to warm your body with 1 degree. Warm up your body with 1 degree. So what that means, if you have like a little bit, if you become a little bit sweat, it's enough. So if you do the basic warm up to your neck and everything, and if you do like 5 minutes running or jump rope, you will become a little bit sweat, you know, and then you will be more ready. I mean, I promise. I do it from a lot of time. Always I run before my. For example, a lot of people they feel so weird for dynamics, how I will fail and stay on my legs. I mean, but if you run 5 minutes, if you become sweat, you will be ready for to fail the 360, you know, like or some skill, because all of your body will be warmed, and actually, it's much different.
True, I think that's really good advice.
And help for the statics as well.
Okay, interesting. Something I want to add about that is, like, I came to see a physio calisthenics specialist here in Bulgaria. Maybe you know him, Stoyan. And Stoyan was telling me something similar. If you do like your 5 minutes of jogging or jumping rope before, you're also pumping more blood into your body. And then when you do your warm-up, you're having more blood in the tendons and the joints and everything, which will help you with your warm-up as well.
Bro, I have situations that, I mean, I run 5 minutes and I'm ready for full plunge combo. I mean, but it's not good, because it's good to warm up. I mean, just to prepare your joints and prepare your muscles. I mean, by the way, I don't like some of the people, they say you don't need the warm-up. But it's risky. I mean, it's risky because, you don't need to warm up because the full plunge for you is easy. But for most of the people, if they don't warm up, I mean, the chance to injure themselves is like 50% more, let's say, or something like this. Always when I skip the warm up, not always, but let's say every second time, I have some pain after that, or injury or something like this.
So don't skip your warm up, guys. Pretty much.
Yeah, the warm up, like, and good warm up, not just like some stretching. Like, what is this warm up? I mean, they just stretch the legs and the shoulders, and that's the warm up. No, I mean, you have to warm up your body. So with 1 degree.
Okay. So a little cardio, some dynamic stretches, maybe some band stretches, a little bit of pretty much. Okay.
Yeah. So this is something that for the injuries, yeah. And also the question that you asked me is because of the calorie deficit. Yes, it's possible to have risk from injury as well, but also if you are heavier. So
sure.
I'm not sure. If you have more risk of injuries, because actually if you're heavier, if you do, for example, you're 4 kg heavier, so you're like so if you do planche push-ups 4 kg heavier, actually that's also
true. It can go both ways. So I guess you just gotta find your balance where you're the most comfortable. But for leading up to a competition, obviously you need that little bit of weight reduction, which will help you in the competition and make you fly. But maintaining that weight all the time is not necessarily easy as well. So I guess only cut for the competition, and then afterwards you can go back, let's say, what your maintenance comfortable level is.
Exactly. You have to know your the kilos that you feel comfortable. By the way, I have experience with water cut before competition. Like the MMA fighters,
Yeah, okay.
Bro, it was really good. I mean, but I cannot recommend it because you dehydrate your body too much, and the experience was not good. I mean, I cramp, and I drank like 5 days before that, 10 liters per day, 10 liters.
10 liters is a lot.
10 liters water, bro. Stop my carbs, because when you eat carbs, you hold water a little bit, so I cannot recommend it. It's not the 80-20 rule that I talk about in a lot of stories.
Interesting. Why did you do a water fast? Sorry, like was that just for like the weigh-in of the competition, or was it for a specific reason?
Just to be lighter.
Just to be lighter. Okay.
Yeah, and to feel lighter on my skills and everything. But when you dehydrate your body, you're lighter, but you don't feel stronger.
Okay, so you wouldn't recommend it to other people?
No. Just calorie deficit.
Yeah.
It's not extreme calorie deficit. Just 2 kilos per month. If you lose, it's good. 2 months, 3 months, 4 kilos, 6 kilos. It's good.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing I wanted to talk about is obviously we've been coaching together for a long time now. Like I came to see you last year in June, and now we're almost May. Yeah, we're in May now.
Yeah.
Time is flying by.
So fast.
You've been coaching for about a year now. How did you first get into coaching? And let's say, what made you go from offline coaching to online coaching?
First of all, I can say my dream was just to live from calisthenics. But actually, I was pushed from fear. I don't know how to say it. Like, I was so scary one day to be 25 years old, calisthenics champion, but to work from 9 to 5 another job. Because I start working from 9 to 5 from 16 years old. From 16 years old, now I'm 23. So let's say from 16 years old to 21 years old, I never stopped working from 9 to 5. With the school, I mean, no, by the way, with the school, it wasn't from 9 to 5, it's because of the school, but I started working in another job after the school, because actually, I'm not sure that I told you, but I'm from so poor family, and it was so hard to pay the bills and to pay for a lot of things. Yeah. And from 16 years old, my first job my second job was McDonald's. So
I've been there too. It's the worst job.
Bro, it's the worst job actually, but teach you a lot about the life.
True. I would say it's a horrible job, but it teaches you a lot that a lot of jobs don't, because it's like so, you need to do so many things, and it's a very quick paced workplace. So definitely, it's not enjoyable to work there, but you learn a lot.
Yeah, but I was 17 years old, so yeah, McDonald's, another job, delivery. I was taxi driver here in Sofia, so I can say, like, for me I had a big fear to be like calisthenics champion, let's say 25, 30 years old, that worked from 9 to 5. So this fear pushed me a lot. So when I came here to Sofia from Varna before 2 years, 2 years and a little bit more, I started to study in university. I canceled, but whatever. I mean, I was delivery driver and gymnastic coach.
Okay.
Gymnastic with kids. Yeah, it was not enough. So actually, after that, I left the delivery, started taxi driver here with my own car here in Sofia before. So, yeah, I left also the gymnastics. I had some students that I trained like online, but it was not that serious. Okay. And actually, I started with the taxi driving. I left the gymnastic work and everything. And after that, I started to make offline workouts, like just one-on-one offline workouts. And yeah, it was really successful. Actually, I was so happy with that. I was so happy because, for example, I did like, let's say $1.5 or $2K per month, or I just, the dream come true to live from calisthenics. I was so happy with that, actually. Yeah. So happy, so grateful. Yeah, but after that, I gained like 15, 20 people outside. You was one of the clients when I was at the gym. But after that, I started with the online mentorship program. I found one mentor for that. And right now we have since 1 year, more than 200 people joined the mentorship program. We have more than 100 active students right now.
Crazy.
Yeah. And most of them from minimum 3 months. Okay. Mentorship program.
And one thing I'm curious about, you mentioned you're a gymnastics coach, but did you have a gymnastics background before?
No. Football.
Okay, so
I started to. Yeah, sorry.
My fault. So you could be a gymnastics coach without having gymnastics background?
If you study gymnastics in the university, yes, because I started to study gymnastics, and that was the reason that they gave me. But the calisthenics prepare you a lot for the gymnastics. By the way, you don't know how many people from the gymnastic watching us, the calisthenics athletes, with these planches and everything. So, yeah, we don't have a lot of from their things, but actually they respect us a lot.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we are much better in planche, for example. Even that they have planche on rings, but actually the level is not that big.
They're very similar, but a lot of differences.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I cancel my university. Actually, I cancel it is because of my mentorship program, because of the success there. Because, for 1 year, I mean, a lot of things happened. You know, we have you, we have Raven, we have Nick from like your group. I really love these guys. Really love the Canadian calisthenics community, bro. Always when I talk with someone, it's like so kind, really passionate about. I mean, I will come for sure, bro. I will come to Canada.
We're waiting for that day.
Bro, I promise. I mean, for sure I have to come to Canada, bro.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. And you have one of the biggest online mentorship coaching program. Let me restart.
I can say maybe the biggest one.
Yeah?
I'm not sure. Okay. I'm not sure. But let's say one of the biggest, yeah.
One of the biggest, yeah. So obviously you have a lot of experience with coaching. I think something that's trending right now is everybody wants to be a calisthenics coach, but not everybody finds the success that you find in your calisthenics coaching. Do you have any tips for anybody who wants to, let's say, start coaching and differ themselves from everybody else? Because obviously everybody's trying to do the same thing, but not everybody will get the same success. So do you have any tips for somebody who wants to start coaching online?
So most of the people, they think they have to be good athletes. After that, to take some license or something like this.
Like WSWCF or something like that?
Yeah, something like this.
Okay.
Which is actually teach you how to teach someone, but you can teach the same thing. I mean, you can learn the same thing when you help to someone around you for free. To help him about the plunge front lever. I mean, for free with free clients. I mean, if you help people for free, you can gain this experience.
Sure.
How to teach them about handstand, muscle up, plunge, front lever, back lever, stuff like this. And yeah, most of the people, they think they need the license, the certification, and it's done. They're ready to start with the online coaching and everything, and it's much different than actually the people think. I mean, it's different things. Actually, the people they think they have to be strong athletes. When they learn their first full planche or full push-ups or one-on-one, they will start coaching. That's not true. I mean, my advice is when you gain your first 2K in Instagram followers, then you can start, because if you want to start online coaching, you have to have audience. So it's so funny, but to not just start some training course, than to start actually course for social media is much more it's much better actually, because you have to gain followers. To build your personal brand, people, they have to trust you. You have to give them free value. So this is much different than actually. So I believe if you have handstand, you can teach someone how to do handstand, and you can charge money for that, because it's much better for you and for him to take his money, because actually he will appreciate it much more when you charge money for handstand. If you can do muscle up, you can start masterclass mentorship program for muscle up.
Interesting. Okay.
If you can do just muscle up, you don't need the straddle planche, you don't need that. So you can start mentorship program for muscle up, bro. And the people, they think they have to have a lot of skills, certifications, like courses, training courses and stuff like this. So there is different skills that you need. I mean, how to sell your program as well. That's something that nobody knows.
Sure.
They just post on story, I have 2 available spots, please join my mentorship program. Nobody, if you miss the chance right now, you will miss it forever. 2 spots left, 2 spots left.
We always see that in calisthenics.
3 spots left, 5 spots left. And when they reach these 2 clients, and when someone write them, of course they will take them. But this is weird strategy.
Interesting.
I mean, they think the marketing is like 1 spot available. Let's go. Put them on story and that's it. Actually, it's not about to be the best trainer in the world, to have the best mentorship program. You can start, you can teach someone, you can charge money, you can reinvest in knowledge about more marketing and things like this, about Instagram. So
Okay, interesting. So you don't need to be elite to start coaching, just start coaching things that you know already in person or online, even free value, and then through gaining experience, you'll be able to, let's say, charge people because you actually have an experience and you know how to properly coach them, rather than going through like a certification, becoming elite, waiting for that 10K followers or whatever. Just start with what you know, gain experience, and go from there pretty much.
Exactly. I talk with a lot of people and they think they have to gain more experience, more skills to give free value, to post in social media, for example, some planche tips or something. That's not true. That's not true. I mean, if you know only how to squeeze your muscles to be protracted, you can make 50 videos for that. 50 reels. Only for protraction. Because you can explain the protraction with 50 different ways.
True.
So, actually, and you can do it. You can. By the way, you can. It's really good strategy to have clients that you coach them for free as well. You can start if you don't have any experience. Tell to the people around you, hey, I will be your mentor. I will track your progress. I will give you honest feedback what you're doing wrong. It will be seriously, not just to advices here and there. And when you have like testimonials, the people will trust you, because this person, paid or not, you teach him how to do from tuck to straddle planche with not perfect form. So the people there will be like, okay, let's do it. I mean, and your price doesn't have to be like so big or something like this from the beginning.
Interesting. I think that's definitely good advice. But when somebody doesn't pay, they're not as serious.
That's
For
true.
example, I've actually tried it before, where I was coaching my little brother and some girl from France. Free coaching. I gave them like a chart where they can track their weight. A free program. I'm like, all right, put in your sets and reps. I'm going to track your videos and give you advice. And then they just fall out of it. They lose discipline because it's free. So they have no commitment, nothing like that. How do you avoid that and actually keep them serious when they're not paying money?
Or you have to tell them, hey bro, you will not pay me money, but please be serious about that.
Okay.
So you can talk with them before that.
Yeah.
Hey bro, I really want to make this transformation for you and I want to gain this experience and everything. So it will be for free. If you want, you can give me some money, but I want to be for free. Just talk with them before that, and you have to tell them that you want for them to be serious about that and to be good client. But that's true. That's the reason our program is not for free and it's not like cheap.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they progress because they invest money for that. They invest from their pocket, like they invest from their money is their time.
Yeah.
So they work, for example, 1 month for this mentorship program. So actually they want to learn the skills maximum and to take the experience maximum. So that's the reason of a lot of testimonials, transformations is our program, because it's not for free.
Good advice. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then I have one more question, because we do have to run a little bit after this. Where do you see the future of calisthenics in the next 5 to 10 years? Obviously, the sport is continuously growing. The level is getting crazy. You have 14-year-olds doing full planche presses and push-ups and whatever. So where do you see the sport in the next 5 to 10 years?
Only good things, for sure. Only good things. I mean, this sport is skills-based. It's amazing. So actually, a lot of people don't know how to monetize their skill and everything, but in the future, I can say, because it's skills based, so you can sell this like altitude and knowledge about this skill. So actually, it's not like skateboarding or something like this that you cannot make online coaching. For example, you cannot make online coaching for football or something like this, you know. So this sport for sure will grow with a lot in social media because it looks amazing.
Sure.
So, and in the future, I see enough people for every single crazy good athlete to, for every single person who want to have a coaching. I see how in the future there will be enough people. Why? Because, for example, if 1 million people train this sport right now, so 100,000 people, it's like 10%, right?
Yep.
So 10,000 people is 1%.
True.
So actually, to have successful coaching a lot of years, you need 1,000 people.
Okay.
So imagine how big niche is our sport, and in the future it will become bigger and bigger because every day people start this sport. So if I have to answer this question about the coaching, to monetize this, about the business part, for sure, a lot of things. About performance, I don't know where will be this sport in the future. We see how crazy athletes like Nathan, Levan, Ilyes, Onizuka, what they're doing right now, and they're in their 20s. We are in our 20s. So I don't know for the future what will be, because it's like every single year we understand how there is no any limit. Because 2016, when you see slow plunge push-up to hold, it's crazy. I mean, it's crazy.
Now it's normal.
Now it's weak. If you go in soup, that's weak. So it's same body actually. It's just the mind barrier. So actually, I don't know where will be our sport with the statics. With the dynamics also we have improvement, but if I have to be honest, our sport, I see it in the next 10 years statics improvement. Like
mostly statics, not much dynamics.
Not too many people they're interested to be complete athletes right now. It's because of the competitions. Because before, when I started 2017, 18, 2020, the biggest competition was competitions that you have to be complete athlete.
Okay.
But right now there's a lot of statics competitions, and actually the people they're more interested with statics. So everyone wants to learn plunge, not 360.
Fair.
I have this experiment hundreds of times. So actually, this sport will grow a lot with the statics. Like I see how, because before that was like dynamics and statics, but for the dynamics we know also there is new things. New skills, new limits, but the statics is something that there is no any limit we can see.
So for somebody who's getting into the sport now, do you think it's still worth it to train dynamics if they want to, let's say, be a world champion in the future? Because, for example, the world championships, the static guys, they're doing well, but it's always the dynamic and the full athletes that are winning the competitions.
If you wanna be first in like world championship, like swoop, FIBO, WSWCF, the world championship. So you have to be complete. Okay. So you have to learn. So my advice for everyone who starts this sport right now will be like just start with the statics for sure. I mean, the statics is the most important thing. It's unlimited. The people there are much better right now than you. So when you start right now, so your focus have to be statics. Plunge, front lever. That's it. Plunge and front lever. You have to, if you want to be champion, you have to be master at this. But with the time, put like once a week workout for dynamics, 360s, and you need 360, double 360, ginger, alley-up, shrimp, ace bow. That are the skills that you need.
Okay.
Like I mean, not something hard.
Yeah.
To make a good combo, because you need plunge, push-ups, press, alley-up, ginger, like ace bow, 720. But yeah. But the statics is the thing that is the most important. But you have to be complete, so you have to learn just the dynamic skills. Go once a week and train somewhere dynamics. Find some community friends that they can teach, because alone to do dynamics is so hard.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, it's hard. If you have mentor who waiting you for your progress and will give you feedback and everything, that's different, because you have someone that you show your attempts. But then alone, completely alone to do dynamics is so hard. Yeah.
Agreed. Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, we can talk. I can see we can talk like 2 more hours. I mean,
yeah, it's a great conversation. Honestly, we talked about everything I had here, but just like the way that it's going, I have like so many more questions I could ask you.
Yeah.
But
obviously, but we don't have too much time. Yeah,
exactly. So we'll call it there.
After 1 year, we will make another part.
Okay, part 2 coming soon, guys.
Part 2 after 1 year.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rado.
Bro, thank you a lot.
It was an amazing conversation, and
yeah, for me as well.
It's nice to talk to you.
Hope that was useful for the people, and more people will see. By the way, subscribe to his channel, because
same thing with him.
Yeah, actually, it's amazing to watch someone like you, bro, that you start from the beginning, calisthenics like enthusiast, and step by step to grow to professional. So the people can see it on videos. Yeah. That's crazy.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right. Hope you guys learned something from this and you enjoyed the video. Also, don't forget to follow Rado, like he just said to follow me. And more content coming soon.